Now, a philanthropist who offered his 100-room hostel as a coronavirus treatment center has withdrawn the offer after protests by members of the community where the building is located. Bishop Gideon Titi-Ofei of the Pleasant Place Church had hoped his building would make a huge difference in the efforts to contain the pandemic.
That with where we are now in Ghana, the COVID-19 crisis, we should make a contribution, and we thought that the place should be available as an isolation center for Tema West. The nation has offered me, it's amazing, and if this nation is in crisis, I must give back something to the nation that made me. Ghana is a great nation, and every well-meaning Ghanaian must come on board to contribute our quota in helping government solve this COVID-19 problem.
Residents in the vicinity where the building is sited at Tema Community 18 would, however, not want to have anything to do with COVID-19 in their neighborhood and have been protesting. Their fears the virus could spread into the community if the patients are accommodated there. This is despite assurance from experts that the residents have nothing to worry about. The residents massed up in front of the facility on Thursday to drive home their point. Efo Evans Chinri was there for Joy News.
Let's wait and see. Yes, please.
The man, we have been reassured by the MP. By the MP, not this man. By the MP. Yes, and we confronted the man ourselves.
Anger and confusion. The look on the faces of residents here at Tema Community 18. These residents say they will not rest until something is done about the situation. Here's one of them.
2 days ago in the evening, found it on Facebook of a post by Reverend Titi-Ofei that he's giving this facility that you see here to be used as isolation center. And knowing all the issues with these COVID-19 disease, we were a bit alarmed. So yesterday in the morning, we met him here. We engaged him, and he says, okay, he will consult the minister about it, because prior to this, we believe there should have been a community engagement, which wasn't done. Yesterday, during the daytime, our guys here were on guard, looking at what's happening. Then we found out that some doctors and nurses came around, they left. Nobody was engaging us anymore. But this dawn, we heard that the place will be handed over to the ministry. So it was like all that we said yesterday had fallen on deaf ears. And looking at the fact that even the WHO accepts that this sickness under certain conditions can be airborne. And the facility itself is located within a community with all these people. I mean, even a properly designated isolation center, people are escaping from there. If somebody escapes from these gates, he's like anybody within the community. And also looking at the seriousness of the disease, we are of the view that this cannot be used for isolation center. It can be used for any other purpose, but not for an isolation center.
Ishmael Olenu is a caretaker here. He says the facility will rather be used as a residence for doctors and nurses and not as isolation center, as it's been claimed by the residents.
This morning I came here and I saw that there were a whole lot of people around, and their concern was that we are giving our facility for an isolation center. And I've been trying to calm them down, to tell them that it is not an isolation center. None of them was ready to listen. Until the MP of the area came, Honorable Carlos Ainkra, to assure them that we didn't give the place to them to use it as an isolation center. Rather, what they had wanted to use the place for is to keep doctors and nurses that are traveling from far to come and take care of patients. So we never intended giving the place for an isolation center. We were just trying to give out.
Right after this interview, the people approached Mr. Olenu and tried to attack him for saying the building would be used for other purposes. Residents here are not practicing social distancing. Is it because they're angry, or they care less about the possible implications this might have on their health.
Don't take it.
Well, Bishop Gideon Titi-Ofei has since withdrawn the offer. In a statement released to the media, he promised to offer some other kind of help instead. I'll share the statement with you. It has come to my attention that the residents close to the facility I offered the government to be used as part of our nation's effort to fight COVID-19 are protesting against the decision. While I believe that determining the risk associated with the usage of the facility must be the work of experts, I respect the rights of my neighbors to express their concerns in any way they deem fit, even though I thought the best approach would have been to speak with the Tema West Public Health Directorate for advice. I wish to assure my cherished neighbors that the offer was done in good faith. However, in the spirit of good neighborliness, I have decided to offer other forms of assistance in the fight against COVID-19. And he concludes, God bless our homeland Ghana, and it's signed by citizen Gideon Titi-Ofei.